My name is Courtney Riley, and I will be giving my speech on how to tie-dye a shirt too.
Gabby Wilson, friend.
Brielle Bangy, friend.
Brooklyn Bangy, friend.
Hannah Strange, friend.
Danny Foster, friend.
Is your closet running low? Do you need more clothes but you don't really want to spend your whole paycheck? Well, I have a solution, and that's tie-dyeing. Tie-dyeing is something that's really easy to do, and you can do it in many different ways. You can tie-dye things like a shirt, like socks, or even a bag. Today I'm going to show you how to successfully tie-dye a shirt and maybe how to add a little color to your closet. The first step that you'll need to do is gather all of your materials. You'll need a solid t-shirt, preferably white, or if you don't have white, a light color. You'll need a tie-dyeing kit. I got mine from Walmart. They're like $10, and they'll come with the bottles and the dye, and rubber bands, plastic gloves, and then an instruction manual for different types of designs. If the kit doesn't contain everything, you'll just need to make sure you have those. And for some designs, you'll need a spray bottle with just water, or some way to make sure that the shirt is sort of damp. You'll also need a flat surface to make sure that the dye doesn't run or bleed through anyway. And depending on the style, you'll want to use trash bags or newspaper to stick in between the layers of the shirt to make sure the color doesn't bleed through where you don't want it to. Okay, now that you have everything that you need, oh, you'll also need plastic wrap too for the end. Now that you have everything, it's time to get started. There's many styles to tie-dye a shirt, but I'll be showing you the spiral style. First, you need to make sure your shirt is washed to remove any sizing effects or anything. And when you wash it, you need to make sure that you don't use fabric softener and don't use a dryer sheet when you dry it. For the next steps, you'll need to make sure again you have a clean flat surface, and you'll want to cover the surface so you don't get dye over anything. You can use newspapers or trash bags, or you can also use just like a tablecloth. But I will be using trash bags. And this again is just to make sure that you don't get dye anywhere that you really don't want it to be. Okay. For this style, you need to make sure that your t-shirt is damp. So what you'll do, you just lay your shirt out flat. And you're just going to spray your shirt. And you want to make sure that you get all of it damp. That way there aren't weird spots on your shirt that don't get colored completely. You'll need to make sure you do both sides. And again, this is just water. Okay, flip it over, and you'll begin by pinching the fabric, either in the center or wherever you want your spiral to be, and you'll just start twisting until the whole piece of fabric is in one big spiral. It'll kind of look something like that. And then you will use your rubber bands, and you'll just kind of slip them under there. And when you do this, they recommend that you use 6, but you can really use however many you want, but it's just to make like wedge shapes. That way it'll give the spiral like a spirally effect. And to make 6 wedges, you just need 3 rubber bands. And you want to make sure that any fabric is tucked under the rubber band so it's not just hanging out loose. And once you have that, you want to put your gloves on. And then it's time to use the dye. And the kits that contain the dye, they can come with like a variety of colors. You can kind of pick and choose what colors you want to use, and some of them have more than 3 colors, but I only have 3. And then I've already mixed the dye, but when you mix it, the bottles usually come with the powder in the bottom, and you'll just have to add water to the liner about a little close to it. And then once you mix it, you'll need to make sure that the cap is on, and then you'll shake it like this. And then you'll make sure that you'll want to make sure that you do that to every color that you have. So then you can start putting the dye on the shirt. And you can do it really in any arrangement that you want. You'll just want to make sure that you cover the whole shirt. Get it in the creases. This part probably takes the most time. And if you don't get it all over the shirt, that's okay, because it doesn't really need to be perfect since you're just tie-dyeing it. Make sure, again, you get both sides, because if you don't get the creases, then it won't look the way it's supposed to. And you can see that the trash bags are a good thing, because if not, it would be all over this table right now. Okay. You can get other colors. This style probably takes the most time just because you have to do it so, like, you have 6 wedge shapes and you do more than one color, and you have to make sure that you cover most of the shirt at least. And again, it is really, really super messy. Okay. And some kits have extra packets of the dye powder in case you run out. Okay. Once you have the fabric pretty well covered, it doesn't have to be completely covered. You want to make sure you keep your gloves on. And then you'll take your plastic wrap. And you don't need too much, just enough that you can wrap the shirt in. And you'll lay it down. Make sure you spread it out. And then you'll just wrap the shirt. Make sure you get all parts of it wrapped so nothing leaks out and gets all over the place. Okay. Once you have the dye on there, you're almost done. After you wrap it, you'll just let it set, again on a flat surface, for about 4 to 6 hours. The longer you let it set, the more deep and dark the colors will be. And then, after it's set, you'll wash it. You want to make sure you wash it on large load setting, and you'll want to make sure you wash it separately and on the highest water temperature that the shirt fabric will allow. And then, also when you wash it, you want to make sure you have a non-bleach detergent so it doesn't fade the color or anything. And then after you wash it, you'll want to make sure you dry it separately as well. Oh. And then after you dry it, your shirt should be good to go and you can wear it whenever you want. After you wear it though, the first couple times, you want to make sure you keep washing it in dark colors to make sure it doesn't bleed through to any lighter colors. And then you'll have a more colorful closet after you tie-dye, hopefully. So now that you know how to tie-dye, you won't have to worry about not having anything to wear or having a dull closet. Your closet will be fuller and more colorful. I hope you can use my steps to tie-dye your own shirt or teach someone else how to tie-dye. Good luck with your tie-dyeing experience, and remember to have fun.